Hello everyone. I've pegged everyone out. Again already. I've got this week off, which is really awesome. Hey Kevin, hey Stephen, hey JB, Chirpy, Maddie, or whoever's behind Maddie's keyboard. Mark Foster, g'day. Warren Wise. It's best to, at any point during the live stream, you feel like it's a good idea to ask him about the centre punch incident. The centre punch incident, you probably should. I'm more than welcome. Thank me later, was it? Dennis, g'day. Richard Mayer, g'day. Everyone else, hello, whoever we've missed. Gosh, what's happened this week? All sorts of stuff. I've got a week off. So I thought, in the interests of getting some video out, I might get a few videos ahead on this little engine build. I've got 2 videos up already. I spent a few hours today and put all these bolts in here. This is looking pretty good, I think. Not bad. I even plugged and re-drilled one of these to, I don't know which one, to just give a bit of a tutorial on fixing a casting, because it's the one question we get asked about most of all. So I've actually done that. This will be video 3, getting these bolts in here, and it's worth a whole video on its own, I think. And might be up tomorrow, might not. See how we go. Cam, g'day. And Dan Shed, g'day. A new video update from Dan Shed. You need to speak up. There we go. Doing all right. Good to see a video from Fridge. Who else? Matty's oil can video seems pretty topical. Good video. Should totally check it out. Mike from Cornwall, good day. Alistair, hello. And Stephen Dean, g'day. Got a parcel in the post today. Yes, Monday. This has been a bit of an epic journey to get it here. It was posted. Let's have a look at the post sheet. What's left of it. It was posted from zip code 49424 on, is there a date on this? Probably not. There'll be a date here. There we go, August the 20th. It's been lost in transit. It was scanned on August the 26th, I think, in Chicago. It's having left Chicago. And next thing I know, it's scanned on October the 21st in Perth. It's been opened by Australian Border Force, who obviously thought it was gun parts, but it's not, thank goodness, because I would have been devastated if they seized it. They found nothing of concern in my parcel or letter and did not remove any items, so that's a good thing. But Steve Barton at Solid Rock, had these at Summer Bash 2018, something like that. It was a couple of years ago. And I said, look, Steve, I'd love one of these. This would be a good bit of gear for my workshop. You let me know how much and when, and I'll get you some money. So next I heard was in July this year, when Steve got in touch again and said, look, what do you want engraved on it? They're nearly finished. So turns out this is a gift from Solid Rock Machine Shop, and I'm a little bit blown away by that. It's a crazy gift, because this is a beautiful sign bar. Go and check out their videos, Solid Rock Machine Shop. They're on YouTube, Steve Barton and gang. Go and check out their videos on making these, because this is a beautiful bit of gear. It is a sign bar, or a sign plate. I think it's probably more apt. And it's got a roller in the end here for a pin. These are all precision ground, and to set it up on an angle, we put a gauge block in there like that. So that's captive as well, which is a really nice design. I like that. These are 1/4 24, I think. It might be 10/24, I think. Whatever thread they are, they might be 10/24. An American thread. Got a couple of ideas for accessories for this. Hey Bob. Hey Toby, good to see ya. So this is my Solid Rock sign plate, which I'm really pleased to have. I'm going to have to make some sort of a sock for it or something like that, just to stop it getting scratched up and dented and damaged. I can't imagine him cranky. Toby, you'll be fine. Accessories for a sign bar. It needs an angle plate on the end. I've got some thoughts about this, but anyway. We've got the whole family there, Matt. That's great. So anyway, I've got a Solid Rock sign bar or sign plate, which I really am a little bit impressed with. Look at the way that's finished all the way through there. There's no rattle in that, and it's a 4-inch sign plate. And it's a little bit nice. So anyway, that's arrived this week, and it's been a while coming, but it'll get a bit of use too, and you'll see this in some videos. It's sort of my size. And it's something that I could have used this week quite easily, and most weeks, but it's about as nicely made as anything you'll ever find anywhere. That's where we're at with that. And beautiful. Anyway, enough about that. I rabbited on about that. But it's something I've been looking forward to for a long time, and it's a pretty awesome sort of a gift. So thanks, Steve and family. If you ever get round to watching this, huge thanks. Really appreciate that. and we'll put it to good use and we'll show it in some video. You probably noticed it's the first tool that I've actually put a towel down on the bench before I got it out on live stream ever. I think it's sort of a bit of a milestone. So, what else is happening? Foundry visit this weekend. Pretty excited about a Foundry visit. Am I just not getting chat, or has everyone gone quiet? I think you're all asleep. I'll use it. Don't worry about that. It'll get some use. It's meant to be used, and my solid rock boring bars get used all the time, and they're all a bit, yeah, some of them have been modified. They're pretty good. I might have to send him some money for a new one when the mail system sort of sorts itself out, because they're excellent. Chirpy's playing Candy Crush as well. That's alright. You're allowed to play Candy Crush. We talked about this, didn't we? Did we talk about this already? Yeah, I think so. Got all these bolts in anyway. A bit impressed about that too. Anyway. Less than 2 weeks. Yeah, look, I had a couple of parcels from Prussia in Czech Republic, and they take about 10 days. So there's no excuse for slow mail, except that this was probably, the sign plate was probably on the same boat as your parcel to Bruce, because it arrived in Perth about the same time, I would imagine. It's just got to come across the country. But if that was on a ship, and you find a direct route between Chicago and, say, Perth, Western Australia, it's got to go nearly all the way around the world. Is it raining? Yes, it's bucketing down. It's not as bad as yesterday. I think we had 25-30 millimetres yesterday in about an hour and a half. Today is just nice steady stoking rain, which will be awesome if it continues about like this. But we've had a bit of a clap of thunder, and that's about it. If it rains like this for another 2 hours, it'd be amazing. We shouldn't get floods here, where I am. But I've got to get to the Foundry on Friday, and also I've got a trip to the Ipswich Rail Museum, or the Railway Workshops, planned on Friday. So might be a video about that. We'll see how we go on with cameras and stuff. If you're lucky, you might get a video. And it's a bit of a day out, because I haven't had a day away from the workshop or work for 6 months probably. Look, there's about 7 boats here all the same, and they keep getting crashed because I have a flatmate here who has a bit of a habit of driving boats drunk. Don't want to know about that, but I think it's about the 5th or 6th one he's on now, and they're all the same, so he keeps others for spare parts. However, Never seen any spare parts come off them, and never ever seen any of them modified or improved in any level with parts from any of the old ones. So we have a couple of rows of boats. Anyway, long sad story. Willing to donate, Matt? Yeah, I'm good, thanks. What's a Hercus? A Hercus is an Australian copy or an Australian clone or an Australian improvement, if you're Australian, on a South Bend 9-inch lathe. So there we go. If we're gonna do that. 9-inch, yeah, 9-inch South Bend is pretty much exactly the same lathe. Anyway, got all those bolts in. Video 3 is coming out very shortly, might be out tomorrow. This is starting to look like a cylinder. Next parts will be this and this. Clean this up on the shaper, I think, and have a bit of a look at cleaning this up. Honestly, this doesn't need cleaning up on the shaper. Look, that's a hit with a file and it's showing up nearly right across without even taking anything off it. So really all this needs is a tap on the linear shear and all the bits chopping off it and the burrs taken off it and a rub with a file and some holes in the bottom. That's all that needs, but we might take a bit more care than that with it. This is a bit more ugly. We'll see how we go with this. But this is I guess this is a project that we need to tackle at some point too. Goes on there. So, and this cylinder goes here like so. But it's not very big. So that's what I've done. This pattern's sort of still got wet paint on it. It's wet underneath. But this is the pattern, and I did 3D print this, so we'll see how we go with it. But this is the pattern for the radiator tank, which may or may not look something like this. Probably won't. I've made a few little modifications to the original one, and it's a pretty good print really, but it's had a bit of filler in it, so it's getting pretty smooth, and I'll give it a coat of paint at some point tomorrow and get it ready to go. Still waiting for the undercoat to dry. Hercus was made in South Australia. There we go. What else was I going to talk about? I had a whole list of things. Water pump. Water pump works. Water pump's been tested. I haven't got it set up still because I had sort of a system of poles and assorted water bottles and battery drills and things to make it work. But it does pump water and it looks like it's going to be pretty good. Beck, send me a message or email me. We'll talk about that. Yeah, Matt wants a quick change tool post BXA, much better deal. 3D printer's a frustrating, stupid machine unless you buy an expensive one. And even then, I'm wondering about it, to be honest. Look, seriously, if you want a list of things to get, Matt, Yeah, ask any of us will probably have some ideas. Don't be sorry to bother us. We're really pleased you're here. Hey Nigel, good to see you. A couple of good videos from Nigel. The last little while. Go Create Hobby Machine Shop. You should go and check them out. So for this, a 3D printer really isn't the answer, to be honest. I would have liked to have made this out of wood. It's very lightweight, but it is flat and it's probably not too bad. It still needed a fair bit of filler on it. We'll see how it goes. It was a quick pattern. I'm going to take this up and cast it in aluminium and put some holes and bore it and make a tank for it at some point. Now, Stuart 400 progress, because everyone asks about it. It's like the elephant in the room. And I apologise for that. What was I saying? Where were I? I've got reading the comments again. Oh, update on the Stuart 400. Everyone's asking about that and pretending to not care or not think that it's an issue, but it is a bit of a thing here. I've got this engine that's sitting here running beautifully. Hey Maddie, post birthday wish ASAP. Stephen Lang got in touch with me and he had a bit of an idea on how to fix the valve problem, and I really appreciate that. It's an excellent idea actually. It's going to happen forthwith. Don't know if I'm going to do some more on this engine tomorrow or whether I'm actually going to fix the Stuart 400, because I've got sort of some ideas about that. And that's certainly there's been some progress here with the radiator tank, which isn't going to look anything like this. The radiator does need to be taller than the top of the cylinder so that you don't have to top up the tank every time you start the pump. But someone pointed that out to me. I don't think it's going to be this tall. I think it's probably going to be I'd like a galvanised tin. I like a galvanised tank that's been soldered up. I can't see at this point that happening because I'm not that good with sheet metal work, so it's probably going to be brass and painted, to be honest. Any of you guys with YouTube channels who want to sit down and give us some good sheet metal instruction, really would appreciate it. So that's the updates. I've also got a print, and this is something that the 3D printer is probably useful for. I've got a BA bolt assortment issue. This really isn't the answer. I've put them all in here, but I can't get this shut because every time I rock this, these all go underneath these dividers, and this sits up too far here on the front, and this lid won't shut. So it's an accident waiting to happen. I already dropped these a couple of times, and there's too many in there to sort out, and they're too close sized. Difference between, say, 8BA and 7BAs was 15th hour or something. So they're a bit of a pain to sort out. So what I'm going to do, I think, is make some little tubs to go in here. One in each one. That lift out. And then when I'm using a size, I can just lift it out of the container and put it back in, and we don't have to worry about everything running in between. So I've drawn them up, and I haven't actually printed one yet, but that's what I think I'm going to do, is make like 12 tubs to go in here to fix that, because this is a bit of an issue, this box. Hot glue is probably a good idea too. Probably works. Could do that. Just every time you twist this, which means every time you open it, they separate and these little bolts go in underneath. So not sure about that. I think I'm just going to make some little round corner tubs to go in there nicely. Hey Tom. Field canvases are great. It just, my fingers won't go inside them to pull them out. I pull things out of them. So I think I'm going, at this point, I'm going to print some tubs for these, just as an exercise to see how it goes. So everyone says hot glue these dividers. That's probably a pretty good idea, but I'm not going to pull all these out anyway and do that and put them back together, put them back in here, because that's a big job. If I've got tubs to put them in, I'm just going to pull it all out and sort them out into tubs and drop them in. Probably put a little bit of a land on them so we can put a label on each one. That's another project, because we need another project. Cam, I've got a Prusa Mini. As far as 3D printers go, I've got a Prusa Mini. It's only fairly new. I've had it about 3 months, maybe. Not even 2 months. Compared to the 3D printer that I had before, this is light years ahead as far as technology and as far as development and as far as build quality. It's crazy good, really, and it's only the baby model in the whole range. It's not like a Mark III, something like that. That's a crazy big serious professional printer. It's just basically a print farm workhorse, and it does basic printing and a lot of more complicated stuff that my old printer never had a hope of doing, which was a Kickstarter startup, which I should never have bought. Anyway, this is the sort of print that this is capable of. This is pretty nice. You get it dialed in straight off the, basically straight out of the box. It's working really well. But I like it. I really do like it. Daylight savings are awesome. From here, extra hour of daylight in the evenings in a backward state like Queensland would be amazing. We're going to get all political, but it's not going to happen because they keep voting it out. The thing is about Queensland is that being tropical, it gets daylight here at about 5 a.m, 4 a.m, 3 a.m. in the summer. And it's dark here by the time I get home from work at 6 o'clock. So that's all very well, but if you happen to want to mow the lawns or sleep in or something like that, it kind of eats into your day a bit. So an extra hour at tonight so that it's still daylight at 7 o'clock rather than 5:30 or 6 o'clock would be amazing here in Queensland. But it's never going to happen because it fades the carpets and the cows go dry, and it, what else does it do? Yeah, all those things that daylight saving does, and it's change, and we don't like change, and unfortunately everything changes, and if you can just go with it rather than letting it fester for years and years and years. No, not singling out anyone to say that, but if you just accept change and go with it, generally it's much more, you feel much better about yourself much quicker. So I'm going to say that. There we go. We have 3 time zones, Paddy. 4 time zones, I think. 3 time zones, yeah. Kevin's off because it's late. Cam, this is okay for patterns. You've got a CNC router. It's a whole lot better for patterns. To my mind, for a pattern making machine, the CNC router is a much better thing if we're going to go there. This is probably not a bad pattern. My old printer would have no hope at all of getting this flat across the bottom and getting a finish on here that doesn't need a lot of filler, and this doesn't have layer shift or anything like this, and it's pretty good. It really is, but it's not the same as a wooden pattern, and probably a CNC router is a much better way to achieve that. I've already spent a day and a half getting this to this stage. So, yeah, the same here. I mean, the sun does rise before 4 a.m. or something stupid, but the whole 12 inches off the bottom and putting it on the top of the blanket thing is okay, but the shops don't open an hour earlier, and they don't close an hour earlier. It'd be awesome if the shops opened at 8 and closed at 4, but that's not how it works. Most people who work a 9 to 5 day don't actually see any daylight because, yes, you can get up and go for a work early in the morning, but you can't mow the lawns or anything like that because of sound restrictions. So where are you? That's where I'm at with it. That's pretty exciting, Cam. Can't wait to see the next video on the crane. That looks like a really awesome project. But Craig's right. That's a fair point, Craig, about daylight saving. Anyway, can't discuss this because you can't change it. I come from a place where there was daylight saving all the time, and I'm used to it, and I think it's a great thing. I moved to Queensland. Queensland doesn't have daylight saving, and it's a pain in the ass because I never come home in the daylight, like never ever, and it means I can't walk home at night. It means it's a bit of a nuisance actually, and I'm sure all of you get up an hour early to go for a walk when it's summertime, but I'm not one of those people, to be honest. Tropical Queensland, yes, it's dark here at 6 p.m. fairly regularly at the moment, which is not the height of summer. We're still, what, 6 weeks off it. It gets dark here. I guess the sun goes down at about 5:40, 5:50, something like that PM. And it's daylight. It's broad daylight here by 4 AM. So, light until 11 PM is awesome during the summer, but it's never ever. I don't have pets, so that's an irrelevant argument for me. Anyway, there we go. We've discussed that. What other exciting things have happened? I've been using Stefan's little tool holder and I really like it. I'd like to make a couple more actually, but it's on the list of projects that may never ever get done. I'm feeling like tool making projects at the moment, just they're all setting back on the back burner, and I'm reluctant to even think about them, but the next major project might be a tool project. We'll see how we go with that. I think it's just an Australian thing that it does get dark at 6 o'clock, but with daylight saving it gets dark at 7 o'clock, which is awesome. And unfortunately in Queensland we don't have that because we are a bit mindful of our curtains and our carpets, and we don't like them faded, etc, etc, etc. Fixed my GoPro problem. I had some issues with my computer. Like, I've had issues with GoPro in that it's not downloading properly to the computer. I've got to pull the SD card out and put in, and drag them across that way, files across that way is a real pain. Whereas before you used to just plug it in with USB-C and it would automatically detect what was there and what needed downloading and download it, which was awesome. So it stopped doing that, and I think mostly it was because of a update, probably a bad SD card as well, but mostly because of an update on Windows. So I've reverted this after my computer crashed the other night, and it seems to be working fine again, so I'm pretty happy about that. Paddy, I think we're probably further north than you are south. Maybe? I'm not sure about that. It's not a USB cable, it doesn't seem to be a USB port, it doesn't seem to be anything except maybe if we're going with this I've been swapping the batteries out of this and my GoPro Hero 7, which is the model before, and the batteries are different, and I think maybe it's picking up that it's got the wrong battery in it and it's not picking up the camera properly, maybe. There's more science in this thing than I really understand, but at this point I've got it going, and hopefully I'll get some video on the weekend. What's everyone else up to? What other exciting things are happening? Not very much. Oh, I've got a new oil can. Craig had some steam engines arrive and he should get them out and give them a run. To Lightning Ridge, I guess you're saying, Dan. Why Lightning Ridge? Are you going opal mining? Not sure about Lightning Ridge as being a good place to visit. There's not much there. I don't know if you've ever been there, but there isn't much there. This was the big, there we go. We probably should talk about this. This was the big purchase this week, right? Very carefully put that box away without upsetting it. The shed looking great, Stuart. If you want to look at Stuart's shed, he put some pictures up on the Discord server, so go and check that out. Links in the description. Not as nice as Maddie's oil can, but these are pretty good, right? I'm a little bit impressed with it. I've got the deluxe one with the aluminium casing, and probably the plastic one would have been plenty good enough. This is what I like about it. It doesn't leak when it's upside down. It's got a stiff spout. I believe they probably make a flexible spout one, but then not all that much good for anything really I've ever found. It's got a die cast top and a place to hold it up. It's made in Switzerland. This is a Ryling. Don't know anyone who, I guess everyone's had a close look at one of these ones before. It's the first time I've ever owned one. But it's got a swivel on here, so it always picks up the lowest point. This is die cast. There's a ball in there to stop oil falling back down. It's got the pump's really fairly straightforward. It's got I guess there's a piston there, and this whole thing moves up and down, and this ball here I guess is the suction ball, and then there must be a valve or a ball. I don't think it's just this one here. I think there must be another one in here somewhere for the delivery. But fairly simple, fairly good design, and I really like this. And I've got whey oil from Man Cave Metals. So, don't know if Man Cave Metals is out there tonight, but he does supply that, and it's a good product, and it's a pretty reasonable price in smaller quantities. So I need a new oil can for that, and that's what I've got. Feel like I'm selling out to the old Eagles, but this is a pretty good oil can. Riga are still in business. Yes, you can buy Australian made, etc, etc, etc. Executives at Australia Post don't buy Australian made gifts, so I don't either. Oh, that was a bit snarky, but anyway, that's the Australian postal system is coming under a fair bit of flack at the moment. Now, hopefully they'll do something about it. But Riga are okay. The problem with the Riga oil can, and the thing I hate about them, is that there's only a little half-inch hole or something. You need a funnel to fill them up, and that's such a pain in that. Well, it's not. If you've got a funnel somewhere, you've got to wipe the funnel afterwards, or it drips everywhere, and then you've got to find the funnel, and you've got to put the funnel in there, and you've got to make sure there's no dirt in the funnel, and then you overflow the funnel when you're not watching because it's only got a little hole and it gets full pretty quick, and you've got to slow down and wait for it, all those sort of things. I'm not a big funnel fan, especially with oil cans. So the Riga's all right. They do tend to break off here because they're only soldered, but this isn't bad. But yeah, this is pretty good oil can. I think I would endorse this, even if it is Swiss made, like Cartier watches. But inside joke for the Australians. Hopefully, our Australian Postal Service gets a good hard kick from what's going on at the moment. But I'm not like confident it will. I don't think anyone cares very much. Anyway, that was a bit of a score. EJ Winter sell these. I don't know who else does. If anyone else knows who else sells these, then maybe you could put a link or something if you do know. But this I really like, and there's a plastic bottle one as well, which I probably think would be nearly as good, because this is cast and I don't think it's spun. I think it's actually casting, or it might be die cast aluminium, but it's quite thick in the wall, so it's quite heavy. If we have a look in here, it's also got a decent seal on it, so it doesn't drip or dribble when you drop it, or it falls on the floor on its side, which probably shouldn't, but it happens. So that's quite thick in the wall there all the way down, so it's quite a heavy thing, that canister. Really like Matty's oil can build though. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of that. Tomato sauce bottle's fine for an oil can. If you're oiling steam engines, if you're oiling lathes and you've got pressure oil points, you really need something like this to do the job. I'm going to need another one for steam oil. Probably not going to invest in one of these. I'm not sure. This is fairly expensive. I think they're about between 60 and 80 bucks for one of these. I need one for steam oil, and probably I'm going to get two of these and colour code them, and we'll see how we go. But might not use it for steam oil. I think I'll put my steam oil probably in one of my Eagles. We'll see how we go with that. How much does it hold? It's written underneath probably. No, it's not. Oh gosh, I can't remember. I probably had an invoice here somewhere come with it, which had it on it. Not a whole lot. It's not the biggest one. This is the small version. I think there's a much bigger one as well. So anyway, good oil can. Really like this. And I mean, even on its side, it's not going to roll off the bench, which is kind of important around here. And it's got a hook to hang it up, so maybe I'll put some hooks up somewhere and hang them on the front of my lathe bench or something like that. We'll see how we go. Never got enough oil cans. There's too many different kinds of oil. This has got whale oil in it now. Anyway, that's prattled on enough probably. I thought I had all sorts of stuff to share and stuff, but obviously I don't. It's a bit of a struggling for things to talk about, to be honest. Probably going to call it. Probably it's a pint. Yeah, I don't know how much a pint is though, so I can't really comment on that. I do, when I think about it, a pint is 2 cups, something like that. I don't think it's a pint. I don't think you'd fit 2 cups in there. I think you might all fit 250ml, 200ml in it, something like that. Anyway, take care, Cam. Look forward to the next video. Hope you're doing okay. Didn't see Russ Knox tonight. I hope he's doing okay. Go and check out his new video on his build series. It's a really good video. He's making a compressed air engine out of an old motor and some pump parts. It's going to be awesome, like seriously awesome. Looking forward to that. Send in good wishes. Willem says 8 pints in a gallon. That's really particularly good. Useful. How many in a bushel? Anyway, I'm going to call it. Take care, everyone. Good to see you all. Might have a video up later about a museum visit later in the week. Probably going to have a video up before then of this engine build, and probably I'm going to make some progress on getting this Stuart 400 running properly, or running at all, before I go back to work next Wednesday. So take care, and till next time, be good, be kind to each other, and if you want to chat some more, we're all over on Patreon for a bit. So, we're all over there on Discord for a bit. So go and check out the Discord channel. Check out Patreon too if you want. But Discord channel's pretty cool, and Chirpy will be there till he goes to bed, if he goes to bed, and everyone else as well. And I'm out. More soon. I've got a new video up too, so you should check that out.